And welcome to Valorant's No Man's Sky. We're starting a little bit early again today. I'm sitting here being ready, so why not start the stream as well? And if you have followed and set up notifications, you will get notifications when I go live. So, that's it. Then that's where we start from. We are here at our base, the first, how can we say it, a little bit bigger base. So what I will start doing is not fight with my ship, but as I actually realized that we had another ship which we had not started repairing yet. So I'm actually going to take a quick look at that and see what is actually needed. And that's a good way of starting, just to get an overview. What do I need? What do I have? And then take it from there. So we need pyrite, chromatic metal, antimatter, paraffinium, pugnium, and antimatter. So, do we have any of that in stock? We might have some. So, let's go and look in our safe. See what we have there. We have pugnium, so that's one we can get away. We have a little bit of chromatic metal, not much. We have a little bit of paraffinium, not much either. So that's what we are going to be missing. Can make a little bit of chromatic metal, but I think we need to farm a little bit more copper to get more of that. Antimatter we make, and that takes oxygen among other things to make these. So let's take it from there. No, we don't need to make those because it's to make warp. No. Dude, where did I park my ship? I'm very good at parking it all the weird places. So let's quickly get. Oh, I forgot to look at the other one. Okay, the one which needs is metal plating we can make as well. Oh yeah, that's that is, what did that go? That is already, oh god. Well, if I had a brain, I would be freaking dangerous. So, just have to quickly do this one. There we go. Okay. So I might have done a very normal mistake and not looked at the other ship first. Oh well, that was emptied out. So that I can't be failed for then. But did I actually put anything in this one? No. So let's put back what we didn't use, and we'll have it for later. There is certain things we don't need to have around with us all the time. It's full. Okay. That's fair enough. Then it's good we can take the other one. So that was that one. That one I don't need with me either. Might have that in the other one, but never mind, I will at some point clear up on everything. So I just need to check, because we have some small missions from the guys that were hired, and the overseer is waiting, so he is not. But this guy is asking for marrow bulb and cobalt, so it's something we easily can go and farm. Other than that, I just want to see if the overseer is actually needing anything, because it's better to do missions when you're out and about anyway. Okay. He needs microprocessors. I could just make them for him, but the thing is, I know that's what I'm getting from the science research station when we come with the marrow bulb and the cobalt. So let's go and find our ship. I'm going the wrong way again, aren't I? Almost. So cobalt grows, if we can call it that, in caves, and the same does marrow bulb. So best thing would be to find some sort of caves nearby and then just get it done. There's no entrances to caves, is there? No. Doesn't look like it, so it's normally most in hills and mountains you will find them, but they do appear other places as well. Is that an entrance? Let's try and land and see. There's more up the hill as well, so let's take a look. A hole in the ground is always a chance of a cave. Ooh, what do we have here? Part of what we need. That gives marrow bulb. So what is that up on that ledge? It's nothing. There is one which is cobalt. So at least we have something to work with. Unidentified plant. Just scanning so I know what it is, or know what it actually drops. It's a little bit annoying. There's a lot of the small ones in the drawer, but they are not useful. I think we need around 40 cobalt. There they're hanging down from the loft. Just scanning them because they might have a secondary one which is useful. Hydrogen we can get almost everywhere. There's one of those little pesky ones there. Let's just found them. So we need some more marrow pulp. So my solder was to the other side, so let's go and get that. When you have been through the storyline many times, then you might not want to do all this, but if you're a new player, I can only recommend to do, because you get kind of a introduction to the game, to the different things. I'm not always sure it's a good way of doing it. Sometimes you are just thrown in front of some guns, and hopefully you can survive long enough to learn from it. Not all people are equally barbaric in their ways of doing different things, so that part the game doesn't really take into consideration on the kind of tutorial part. These are not overly pricey, but still they are, I think it's useful to take what you can, whether you need it or not, that's kind of irrelevant. It's a little bit funny with caves in the game because they are very, very different, and I would recommend that you explore some of them. So on some planets they are very deep and very long, and you might actually get lost in them, which is good fun. And the thing is that the caves always protect against the environment, the bad weather and so on. So I'll go back to our science guy and see if it was enough we had. Yeah, we have a place here I'm not overly happy with, but well. Sometimes you just have to accept your neighbors. So we go in and say hi to our science guy and see if that was enough for him. Reason it hasn't taken it. Oh. Doesn't actually say exactly, so. Now it accepted it there, so. because now we can give him what he wants. That's... Oh, he has been disconnected, poor guy. So, we got some blueprints. Find the transmissions. Oh God, okay. We better help him out because we can't have this poor guy just panicking. That's not a good thing. Now we put him offline. That's even worse. Oh, he wants me to make them. Yeah, we need chromatic metal before we get anything out of him. So let's go and find the transmission tower. That can't be too hard to find, and then sort out our poor Kovacs. So, do we have any? Not enough fuel. I'm really being good today. Is relatively close. Is that our neighbor? I thought that was something else. Okay, then it's not too bad. So it wants me to go over there to find him. So as always, when I land the new buildings, or are they new, I'm not 100% sure, I always go to this point first, because if it says save and chart, I haven't been here before. If I have been here before, it will just say save. And if you want to be cautious with your game, that's actually a good place to just make a save every time you come across one of these, because if something should happen, then you can always return to the last one of these, which might not be bad, because it could of course be the place where you were in trouble, but hopefully not. I always check these before I check the main building. I take anything I can get for free. Nothing. So the sign is on that side, so that normally points towards the door. Even though doors can sometimes be difficult at these places. Not much. So we have to do something here. Put in the core of our Kovacs. And then see what happens. Oh, there's an error. That doesn't sound good. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm a little bit curious to see if anything else comes up, but it doesn't. Worst case, I would have killed someone. Probably myself. Why is that sitting over there? That's of course back at our base. So I'll see if I can find some cover there, there. So we can create some chromatic metal. So we can make those microprocessors that our overseer wants, so he can make a weapons terminal, which means we can hire a weapons expert. But before we know, we will be blasting away and killing everything in the known universe. And that is a joke, because I don't think we would ever have the ability to do that. But correct me if I'm wrong. That's always a good start. Feel free to write to me in the chat. I will respond to anything which is posted. Unless it's absolutely silly. But even then, I might laugh at it. I like a good joke. So I used to do a kind of a rule for myself that whenever I came to a new planet, I would always take one resource of copper or whatever metal is on that planet, because then I kind of stocked up and kept enhancing my stock of it. The joke is that even though you do that, you will end up running out, because you need so immensely much just to get it to run around. There is a knowledge stone, and over there is a hazardous plant. Can't hit them. I have encountered that sometimes when you're close to objects, it's like their hitbox interfere with your line of sight. So if it doesn't pick up, then normally I would say just move yourself a little bit to one of the sides and you should be fine. That of course is bad if you're fighting something which is shooting at you as well. And that would in general be sentinels, and then you have to move much more to get a proper sight, proper aim on them. And that's just how it is. So I think did we get a nice portion? It's not really much, but I don't think there's any others close by. That's the one we just took. think that's the one we just emptied as well. For some reason they sometimes stay there even though we have been there. Yep, that is just a hole in the ground. So back to the ship and see if what we have is enough for the purpose for now. If you by accident mine the animals, they will attack you or run, depending on the type of the animal. But not all accept the shot, so estimate that they might wanna fight you if you hit them. Take that. Something is buzzing. I wonder what that is. I don't have anything. Sounds like my phone buzzed, but there's nothing. So back to our base and make some chromatic metal, and kind of think that's enough for now, and then we can go exploring or whatever options we have. And maybe find some of the materials to repair the other ship with. That wouldn't be bad either. I know one thing I probably should build, but it will come. And that's of course a landing platform. So go here, take some copper, and make some chromatic metal. It will take a minute's time, but it could be worse. I could try to transform 9,000 copper into, then it would take way longer. But I'm a little bit curious. I can't remember what happens with our cohort, so that's a little bit funny to find out and see if he's fine or not. And then I think we need to take a exploration run and get some resources, copper or whatever, and start. Can't remember if we have actually upgraded the ship so we can get to other systems. No. So the next one would, well, actually have it. It needs a lot of chromatic and wiring looms. Okay, so that will be kind of the plan and go that way. But let's see what happens with our core rocks. We better put his core back. I wasn't aware they had one, but we put it back. So he's rebooting, and that would take 1 hour, 29 minutes and 52 seconds. So consult the log to select another task. That sounds like a good construct a microprocessor for the overseer. Okay. I will do that, but I will just unpack these. Oh. And then nanotube, so I'm just making one for now, that should be enough. So, say, oh, here is your microprocessor. Good. Then we can build a weapons terminal. We need pognium for that and chromatic metal. Okay. So, yeah. I accept, but I'm not going to do it because I have pognium. Put it up here actually, so that we don't need to take this. I'm not going to need right now. Boom, boom, boom. It's full. Yeah. Chop it over here. Goose. Everything else I keep for now. So I'll return to the overseer. It has recognized that I actually have the pognium. So okay, how much of my pognium did he take? Yeah, I'm very aware of that. Sorry, I should have built that first, because now I might have done myself a... Ah, he didn't take it all. A misfavor. So where do we put the weapons terminal? There. So would that be here? So now we need to find a Vicrene to work there. I have a feeling they will tell me to go somewhere where he will be. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to empty out a little bit more. Not carrying everything around with me, especially things I don't really need. Also sometimes when my stacks get too big, then I will half them and put the other half in there. So they just stand and accumulate, and I know these are not worth a lot, but can actually be used for other things later on, so it's just having it, really. So we need to hire an armorer for our base. We don't need to have that around with us, so let's just put that aside. Okay, we have certain things actually to sell, so how are we with money? 7 million. That's less than what would be good. So if we're lucky, we can find an armorer on the space station. If not, we will have to go to another system to find him. We have met one of those before, and I'm not quite sure what to do with them. I'm very reluctant to attacking stuff in space I don't know what is. So, because I did that in my main game and something blew up my spaceship, so I'm not really that brave just to do things and hope the best, see the worst, and well, reload the game. I actually promised myself that I will not make reloads on this one live streaming, so whatever goes wrong goes wrong. And it will be the merely entertainment for people sitting watching me. And if you want to laugh at me, it is very fine. I have no issues with that, because I will fuck up sometimes. That is bound to happen. Might not be the most obvious way I will do it, but let's see. So I don't get any markings in here, so I have a feeling that there isn't one on this base, so that's absolutely fine. Question is if I should just sell some of the stuff that I'm carrying around that I don't need. Then we could go to the next system and see what we can find. But I do like to take a couple of words in the different languages when I get to a space station. And practice, because sometimes you actually get something very good out of it. If I call him cowardly, he might punch me, but let's try. Okay, he gives me another word, so battle. Okay, fair enough. That went better than I feared. So always check the price on the wiring loom. 86,000 is too expensive. So we have that one. We have nothing else here. That one I'm still keeping and see if I can trade in a repository. But this one, just selling that. Okay. On we go to see what we can do. There's a nice fighter there. What? The thing is, I know that I can't really trade ships yet. I need to have at least 30-35 million if I come across good ships. It takes some time before you get to that point. So I'm going to just take a circle to see if any markings should pop up regarding an armorer, and there is not. So you know what? Let's go space. So it wants me to go all the way down there. That's the route towards the center of the galaxy. So let's see where it brings us. Kick. I was for a while looking for a good planet for a base, and normally is when you have found one, you will find many others which looks even better. That's how it is, but now we have made our base on where we have, and that's fine for now. That can be the working base. Eventually, when I find good planets in other galaxies, when we get further into the game, I might set up something with ore extraction or other things, just to start earning money that way as well. So 125, so let's just continue down here. So pay. Check if he has something good we can use. Shield, thermal production, movement, under. There's a lot here, so as I can't remember what I actually have and haven't. So I have 2 water, 2 toxic, 2 radiation, 2 heated. I don't have any cold. Interesting. Was there any cold? Thermal, high temperature. Thermal, sub-zero, so that will at least be very useful. Movement. I'm tempted to do it, so thing is I only have 3 there, but I have to move around a little bit. Okay, so that one we move there for now. So we take the movement, install it there. We have one we can replace at some point. Good. Cold, we put them. We actually have a warm one as well. So the thing is, you can have so many until they start telling you it's overloaded. And now my exosuit is full, so I will need to get some more spaces up here. Yeah, I know I need to use that one as well. Don't flash at me. This one is a more problematic because that cost a fortune to get those slots. I just take a round on the station and then we'll go out exploring a little bit if the guy is not here. I'm not going to buy anything for the ship right now, as the problem is more than anything the space. Yeah, he wanna be on our world, however he's an exocraft dude, so he's not the one we're looking for. He's a merchant, and what is that? Captain. Let's see, one of them might be an overseer. So we already have an overseer, and if we didn't like him, we could then hire another one and replace him, but I'm not going to do that. The guy I have has not done me any harm. He's kind of doing what we ask him to do, even though he has an attitude, but I can reveal that any of them would have that attitude. Yeah, I only have the option giving him some units. Oh, he gave me 2 dirt, so I just paid 1,000 units for 2 freaking dirt. Well, okay, the value is 2,000, so I just earned 1,000 units. Who would know? This one I haven't made that pass yet. It's not something I have to do early or anything. So let's go to the other side and see what's happening there. To a couple of them to get some more language. Please teach me something. Trade symbols are the best with the gig. Price. The price is right. So offers, syndicate and sales gig I would not use. Help, that's a little bit hit and miss. Offers I think is trade language. Oh, he gives me some of his wealth. 600 units. Oh, I'm almost rich now. we do the same with this guy. Mystery gig trade again. That's good. The more word you get, the more difficult it is actually to get in the good categories, but on the other hand, you then get words in the other categories and you will be able to understand more and more in what they say. So it's not all bad. Products must be trade. Oh, they give me a gift. What are you giving me? Antimatter? That's always useful. Over there is a something which I think it's the merchant guild you need to have a high standing with then before you can use it. I have never actually reached that point, so if you stay long enough with me, we will get to that point at some point. Just activate the teleporter so it goes onto my network, and we will go and look at some planets and see if we can find something interesting. We didn't find a armorer here, but I'm not going to jump around to try to find him. I rather want to try to see if I can find some of the resources I might need. High sentinel activity, and they didn't really have anything on that planet I needed. There was things which I would like, but I'm not going to take a stupid risk to get it. So what are we having here? Copper dioxide. Dioxide is always useful. I'm going to scan the other one as well. See, that has high sentinel. So let's take a cold planet and make it warm. We can't do that, but go there and at least get some dioxide and see what else we can find there. Some copper maybe. That is always useful as well. And we ran out of fuel. That happens quite often in this game. For me. We're still quite a bit away. So if you notice, some of the planets actually have horrible names, and I found it funny sitting here all by myself trying to pronounce them, but I gave up, to be honest. Some of them I can't even get an idea of what the sound would be. Others is straightforward and actually might be a little bit funny in certain languages, which is fine. I don't think any offense is meant by the game. So there's a building. Oh, well, I think building is widely taken. And it's minus 60 degrees. It's like America. They can cope, so can we. So what do we have here? One thing in the game is you are going to need so much coins. However, it is not overly difficult to make coins, it just takes time. So one of the best ways is actually scanning a lot on each planet. I don't have the high-end scanning devices yet, so I'm actually only getting change, so to speak, when I scan, but it's still, I get something out of every planet I get to. Of course, some more than others. Thank you for following. Slayer of God, welcome to. I hope I'm not rambling too much on silly things today. I'm running a little bit around in circles, but that's very often at this time of the game, I find. So, as always, when I see these carbon crystals, I do farm them. Might not need them now, but eventually they will be. It will always be useful to have stock. Well, I actually feel I'm moving forward, so that's sometimes a problem in this game, because you get so easily sidetracked. But the difficult part was to find a proper place for a base first of all, because a proper base I don't want to have on a secondary planet. I would rather want it on a paradise planet. I know it's an illusion, you might not be safe there, but that's how it really is. But otherwise we are slowly moving around and still following the storyline to a certain degree. So are you sitting and playing on the side, or are you just watching? Oh, that's a nice one. Is that one who wants to eat me? Oh, no. I do a lot of scanning to at least get some coins out of it. That is, as I said, one of the most tedious things is to grind for coins. I know there's shortcuts, and we will get in around some of them later on, but right now I'm trying to do the, let's say, beginning experiences with the game, and how difficult it sometimes can be, but it doesn't have to be. See, there's some free stuff there. Let's get that. Okay. Yeah, I will say it becomes much more interesting when you actually leave the first galaxy, Euclid. First of all, you run into more planets here than you run into more planets which has been found by other players, which is yeah, you can feel a little bit crowded sometimes. I was actually quite lucky in the beginning of this game because I found 2 ships which I sold for scrap. That's why I have a little bit of coins. But I must admit I did not want to go down the grinding route when I'm sitting and showing people how to experience the game, and I do know that it's a good way, and as I said, I do know that there is methods of doing it, and of course the better ships you find, the more coins you get. So yeah, that is a very good way. But if I find a ship on a planet, I will either keep it if it's better than what we have, or just sell it. So I'm following that route as well when it pops my way. So I have to ask you, did you just rush to the center of the galaxy using portals, or did you actually grind your whole way to the center? I must admit, on my main I used portals to get very close, and it is, well, some people say it's a cheat, but I do not agree, because it's part of the game, and it's not something you would be punished for doing in any way. You are allowed to use any means there is in the game, and the portals is one of them. Yeah, no, that's a very normal way of going, and I will probably do that on this one as well at some point. But first of all, I need all the glyphs to do that, and then I have to actually see if I can remember the address to use. But it's not going to be soon. I do want to take the proper approach with the base and Atlas first. I know how it's going, and if you have played a lot, you know that that's very tedious in the beginning. But when you haven't played the game, then that's actually what makes it quite interesting, because what is actually happening? What are we doing here? And I'm not going to give any spoilers, only as we encounter them in game. Even though I just gave one by asking the question I asked, but yeah. So naughty me. It's always my excuse. I'm an old part, so I can actually say the same things over and over again and then do the opposite. That's one of the pleasures being old. And if anyone says something, you just say, "Oh, I couldn't remember I said that." So it's a good resource here. And I'm getting warnings about a weather storm, so we will soon see that the visor of my helmet start to look very weird. But I want the copper. I need chromatic metal over and over again. Yeah, the good thing is you create your own storyline. You can actually use your own imagination and then kind of do whatever you want. I've talked with players, which there was two guys who were playing together, and they kind of imagined they were somewhere in the Star Wars universe, in a galaxy far, far away, and they were trying to find different things, and it was fascinating to hear, because I'm always amazed about people's imagination, and they really made a game out of it for themselves. And I do understand some of the parallels people actually put. And it's all about having fun. Why play a game if it's not fun? I very often sit and get very frustrated because I need something I can't find. That's most of the time, and then you start considering, well, then I will go to to space stations and try to buy it. But I'm very cheap. I don't want to spend my units buying stuff if I... Exactly. But I don't want to spend my coins if I can avoid it. If something is free, it's the best way of getting it. And yes, the game is very addictive. You want more. When I started playing computer games many years ago, it was always like, if I take a turn more, then I'll get a little bit less sleep, but I get closer to the end of the game, or whatever it was, and then 10 turns later it was 3 o'clock in the morning and you were sitting there, oh fuck. And this game actually sometimes gives me the same approach. I don't want to end in the evening. It's I want to continue. So I need to find some dark side as well. Now I'm here. I actually forgot to scan for it. So see if we can find some other building or something else interesting. There's a knowledge stone. That will do for now. Yeah, I tried that, but I'm not very good with game controllers, so I prefer to play on PC. I do play on Xbox Game Pass because I love the freedom in games you get that way. It costs a little bit every month, but there's a lot of games you then can play it just like you want. And that suits me good. Then I don't have to buy all games to try them out. It's always that, because I'm so tempted to, if a game looks good, I'm so tempted to buy it, and sometimes you actually regret it afterwards because it was not what you thought what it was. Yeah, no, I know my son does the same, and it was actually him who got me to subscribe to it as well. I've been on Steam in donkey's years, but so the way of not having the games physical is actually quite good, because you tend to run out of shelves in the house. I need to look at my health, especially when I'm going away from the building. From my ship, not the building. But you're absolutely right. It's a brilliant thing, and it's not the worst of games they get on. There's been a couple that I really have enjoyed. Not that I would sit and stream them, because I think they would be a little bit boring sitting watching me play, but something like this I love watching myself, so I thought, well, as I'm sitting and playing anyway, then why not stream it? And it's always about the big online games, and but I mean, yeah, I do play them in between as well, but they are not giving me the same pleasure as this, for instance, is. Sitting on online games for a couple of hours, then I had enough. Sitting on this, after 4 or 5 hours, I realize how much time I actually spent, so. Yeah. Yeah, but again, physical copies is something of the past, I think, and I changed my computer, what is it now, 3 months ago, and I had shitloads of games, and I'm actually glad I could clean out and just download the ones I actually play, because I know you can delete games, I know that works, but I'm in that matter a little bit of a hoarder, so if I have something installed, then, well, I might play it, even though you know actually you don't. So cleaning out sometimes is a good thing. Ah, you're into that kind of games. I'm unfortunately a little bit too slow for proper shooter games. My brain works not well. My brain works fine, but my coordination between brain and hand is not always the best in those games. So I need something where I have the time to just think about what I'm doing before I do it. Well, I will say I do sometimes experiment with different games, because can't really talk about a game without trying it at least once. Hey. What do you mean not clear? Now you're landing on the resource, aren't you? You are a mob. Oh. Close. That's okay. I played World of Warcraft from long before it was World of Warcraft, when it was Warcraft, all the way back to Orcs and Humans. And when it went online, I actually stopped playing, because I at that time was thinking, no, I don't want to be sitting playing online. That's such a resource waste, because at that time internet connections were, well, very low compared to now. And I was just thinking, if I sit and play online, no one else can use the internet, and that was partially true for that time. So I stopped playing. Then when I started getting really good internet, then well, went that way again, and I played for many years. But as I said, it's like after a couple of hours, then I had enough. I feel I'm just repeating myself. And I know people say it's the same in this game, but the environment changed, everything changed. So even though you're doing the same things, there is a purpose with doing the same things, and you don't have to. If I get enough of grinding resources, well, I can go look for abandoned ships, go and try to trade better ships, and that's the whole thing. And there is so many galaxies where you can actually just continue, find new things. They are different. They are not the same. Yeah, I could imagine that actually. They do say that the more you can play on your reactions without brain interference, the better you get to many games. But that doesn't really work for me, to be honest. My brain runs on overtime sometimes, and I try to analyze all the different possibilities and see if I can get a better outcome than what's in front of me. Oh, some good resources on this planet. At least so far. There's nothing worse than finding resources and there is 50 of them in the deposit, and you have been spending 3 hours to find it. Running out of power. Yes. That's another sign that the deposits are actually good, because it takes quite a bit to empty them. I understand that, and I actually agree with you that too much brain power is not always good. But at least I don't sit and start speculating over the moral in what I'm doing. Is it now reasonable I make a big hole in the ground? Animals might fall down in it. Don't shoot that German soldier. He has just been enlisted and didn't have a saying. Now that's that's a whole other story. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you that in the beginning of the game I actually refilled them so nobody fell in. Then I realized that it would over time anyway fill out it by itself. And I seen that on my own, with my own eyes, at one of the first bases I made. There was a deposit next to it, and I emptied that, and that hole actually filled up over time. So yeah, many people has actually made holes because they wanted something in that hole, and nature always wins. So what else do we have in this system? Anything useful? That was the one with the sentinels. I'm not in the mood for sentinels today. I'm too weak for that. So how many planets was it? Oh, it was only 3. Okay. Then let's just get the Nexus up so I can get my slot for my exosuit in this system, and then jump to another system and see if we can find our armor. Now, I don't think underwater bases are as hard hit as others. I mean, I have had bases where trees started growing up again where they were, and it actually looks quite funny when I come after a while and then there's another tree in my living room, so to speak. But the ground and plants at least seem to come back relatively quick. I actually haven't visited my underwater base for a very long time. Maybe I should do that and check if it's actually still there. I have to start getting some more up there as that's full. And I should actually use my maps. Oh, I keep forgetting that. That's a little bit stupid. Oh yeah, life. That is all around us, but thank you for popping in, and you're always welcome. At least I'm here until midnight, so if you get a little bit of time later, then feel free to pop by as well. So I've often been asked why I don't use my nanites to get as much as possible in the Nexus and get everything for bases and stuff like that. To be honest, I don't feel I'm in a rush with it. The things for the exosuit you could argue is useful from the first day, but everything else, it's when you need it, you really should be taking it. Before we fly off, I need to open a window. It's rather warm here. So, sorry if there is noises from the background from traffic, but it's raining outside, so it's kind of humid today here. Not cold, just wet. Okay, so let's see where we can go, if we can go anywhere. Can we go that far? Okay, that looked like a long stretch. So now I jumped, what, 15 times? It's one of the things with the game which actually puzzles me a little bit, because all the achievements, you get them relatively quick, and then I fail to see if you later on get more. I hope you do, but I must admit I haven't been through all galaxies and all the way around, so that's a journey we might have to take together. So I jump off. Going to just put some of the things in the starship, so I'm not carrying it. I got 1,000 copper out of it, that was not bad, and quite a lot of dioxide, so that's good. That one can be sold then. 2,000 units, that's not a lot, but it's 2,000 and they were free, so I'm taking that. Good. Not much coin there? No, 7.4. We are rising slowly but securely. Continue up here because I do want to be able to get upgrades eventually. Sometimes there are navigational data on their counters, and I just realized I forgot to look for it. Nanites. I'll take that. Who are you? What do you want? So you don't want anything. Okay, then teach me a word. Come on, a good one, a good one, a good one. Trade symbol, that's a good one. It's funny the words are called symbols, but I think it's assumed that they are showing us their written language. So everything which is names, I don't help is no products. He was just being rude. Okay. Supervisor Douglas. Yeah, he is a overseer, I would bet you, so I'm not even going to talk to him. They sell dirt here cheaper than I. So if I sell that here, I will only earn 300 units. You know what? That's actually under the price. So let's try to make a little trade experiment. I invest money in dirt. Wiring loom is relatively cheap, so I will not buy 33 of them. I buy 10 because they are handy. And when the price is under 60,000, I tend to stock up. These are so kind to us, calling us pathetic. I think I'll stare at him. Okay, I stared at them and they gave me some nanites. Okay. That guy there is one with exocraft, I believe, yeah. I can say the guy we're looking for normally pops up on the other side where the portal is, so what concerns me a little bit is that there is no marking that he is there, but that might be on purpose. But he would normally be standing like this guy, and he wouldn't be an ensign. He would be an old battle-hardened guy. I take the aggression symbol with them because that seems to be the kind of language they speak. And I'm going to upend him. He might hit me, but okay. He was not happy with that, so that. So none of those around here could be the one over there. So now I need all the aliens that there is around. And I dropped a Viking rank. Well, that unfortunately happens when you offend them. This one could actually be the one. Hello. Ah. So. So he will come to our world. Oh. Yes, please. So now I could return to my system and continue the line with him, but I'm not going to do that, as we are quite a bit away from where we belong. Then let's do some research. Let's see what we can find on the planet. Maybe get some more slots in our exosuit that would be useful. And maybe some more resources. A rotting planet. Aggressive sentinels. No, thank you. I'm good. I will say if I really need something, let's take that one. Parfinium I can always use because you don't get much of that every time you grind it. But there's ancient bones. That's a good way of earning some money. That is always one thing, and it's should be a safe planet. Should be saying that. Make sure that everything is pretty much up to scratch.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
Now I have 42. Oh dear. We're on the dirt cellar. So, not sure what surface there will be here, what type of hazard, but I'm sure there will be some. There is water. The question is the water safe? And that's one thing we won't find out until we jump in it, so let's land here and see what information we get. Not too hot, so that's good. Oh dear. Dihydrated metal plating. The thing is, I do not like not to have my ship ready to launch, because if I get too far away and something bad happens on the planet, bad weather, whatever it is, then I would like to be able to call the ship. Some better scanners so I get more coins out of it, but yeah, that will. That's more than. Lateral world side, there's more birds. 3 of 7. And a couple of them, I would bet you, is fish. Okay, I take the chance and look at this. There's something there. Something for free. Oops. My picture disappeared. What did I just shoot? Oh. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. That's why I normally don't have that on. There is a hazardous plant. Just scan some of these things. Funny thing is, I'm normally very busy shooting them, but I forget to scan them. But they actually do give me some coins. Remember, I just used a lot of coins on the wiring loom, so that's actually good to get some in again. Even though I'm not concerned about coins. I do think that they will pop up and go my way at some point. So I'm actually curious if the water is hazardous in any way. Doesn't look like it. It's just water. Fishes. Okay. When I'm hanging in the surface of the water, I don't need protection, but if I dive in, then I need water protection. It's actually funny, on some planets which has weird environmental composite, that the wildlife is so diverse, but I do guess that it's not really certain that it wouldn't evolve in other environments than on Earth. I need to get up there. Almost the wrong way, and I almost crashed down. Yeah, I ended up taking the wrong thing. Well, that's the problem with this planet, superheated rainstorm. Well, It was not going to let me dig because of there was resources there, so what I'm doing for a moment is actually just trying to 441 for the next one. Might be something closer. So, how hot is the superheated? Alright, it's boiling. Okay. That's not nice, so hopefully it doesn't last too long. So down in the corner you can see that, no you can't. I did not know that disappeared. That it goes up to 100 degrees roughly, and it boils again, and you can see there's a little bit of radioactivity and a little bit of toxicity, but that's not the main problem here. It's the temperature outside, and the birds are flying around like nothing happens. They must have scales or something. No, go away. That. Okay, I actually went through to a cave. I did not notice that before now. There is a... Oh, I haven't scanned that. Have I? Cobalt and silver. What about them? Oh, they don't need skin, apparently. So always just check the ones hanging down as well. Storm is ending, so where's my hole? Was it there? Yeah. So there was another bone that way. Pesky flowers. So there's silver. It would be a shame not to take that when we're here. At least. Do use silver in certain connections with some ship things. And then it's actually worth a little bit of money as well. So if we want to stock up for selling at some point, that could be useful. Oh, I never looked how much that bone I found was worth. 492,000, which is not bad. I actually feel I keep running up, so I'm probably ending up on the mountain somewhere. Where our ship is down there, so I am certainly going up. You noticed I got an upgrade to the jetpack. That actually means I can go further before it runs out, which makes it a little bit easier to survive getting up and down. This says we're in a region, so there must be some type of houses, buildings, something around. Can't see anything. There. Okay, we're going to take that afterwards. See what that is. So we are here, make a hole, it's not worth as much, I think, 63,000. Where were the house? It was, no, it was not, it was closer, wasn't it? Am I mistaken? That wouldn't be the first time. I was one closer, so yeah. So we know there's 2 buildings. I could have called my ship and then flown across. However, if I'm lucky enough, then is there so I can call it, and then I actually don't use any of my fuel for it. So that's why I sometimes choose not to call it until I have found the building. If it is buildings, that's what we don't know. Because it could just be some marker and that's it. These are spread out. It's some sort of a transmission tower. And there is one, so we can call the ship. I know it uses a navigation data, but I get so many of them, so that is not really a problem. the light pole was in the way, so it's a little bit the hitbox thing I talked about earlier. You actually get into that you can't get the thing you're pointing at. So we see if there's anything in the buildings. There's not here, that's good. It's useful. So, nothing else in here, no. So this can be quite useful. It might tell us, give us some good information. Or not. Let's see. So I just got the navigation data back I used. That is not bad. That one is giving us coins. Not many, but a little bit. Every little helps, as they say. Let's see what comes out of this. Okay, something is flashing on the console, or numbers. Okay, could be a ship. So there's an interval between them. There's 16 between the two first. There's 32 between the second and third. And there's 64 between number 3 and 4. So if you double that, that's 128. That would be 257. So I hope you like puzzles, but there's a lot of them in this game, and some of them is more difficult than others. So pirates, okay. Let's go and fight them, because that is also earning us money. Not that money is the most important thing, but it can also give other things. Very often reputation, now standing with those who owns the system. And the more pirates there is, the more standing you gain. Boom. Good 250,000, that is not bad. So where is the distress signal? There. Okay, it's kind of far away. So the trick is going up to space far enough out so we can use the pulse engine, and then it will only take a few seconds to get to it. Am I high enough? Yeah. So as it's an abandoned ship, I normally look at the ship and determine, is it better than what I have? It's on the other side of the mountain. Is it better than what I have? It could be a ship I don't have. But there's something I haven't seen in a long time. So let's take a look at it. What I normally do first is actually look at it through the scanner. Because then I can see it's a C and it's a fighter. Is it a better fighter than the one I have? No, it's not. So mine is a C, that is a C, and it looks cool with that rim, but no. So that is going to be coins, nothing else. But that's fine. Let's see what is it here. Try out a multi-tool or deconstruct one to salvage tech. I'm actually tempted to try out one and see it could be better than what we have. Oh, shit. So it's a B. We have a B and we have more in ours. However, I will take it anyway. You can have more than one multi-tool, and we could maybe get some of the technology of it eventually. So apart from hurting myself, I'm going to take the ship and there's a lot of repair in it. That is okay. It looks cool though. So I have to repair the pulse engine and the launch thruster, so I can do that without big issues. I need one of them, and I need, was it one of them? And one of them, I think. So that's the minimum repair you have to do. Then what I will do is I will attempt to fly it from here to the space station directly. I just have to check something. I do have free spaces in my exosuit, so I should be able to scrap it without issues. I didn't really want to move, but no. So we need to go there. One of the good things is when you have just repaired things like the launcher and the pulse engine, they will come up as fueled up. So this is what we talked about earlier. It's a good way of making coins on an occurring situation. Find stranded ships. Sometimes you find some which is better than what you have. Then repair them and use them yourself. They're still free, even though the repair will cost you something. So, how much space do I have? 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that enough? That's a very, very good question. I could go and sell these two, then I have most. I take the chance, and it will tell me if I don't have enough space, so it's just worth just under 1 million, but it's still 1 million. As it said that it would be worth 4 million. You never get that out of it by scrapping. You would get something like half of that. But still, as a solar ship, they are quite cool, but I'm not buying right now. So the dirt is even less now. Oh God, it was here I bought it though. I just sell them. I'm not too overly concerned whether prices is over or under. I am not a salesperson. So that's absolutely fine. I rather want to make sure that I get some money out of it, whether it's a big plus or a little plus doesn't really matter in the end. I'm not one of those people who actually sit and keep track of each little piece of coinage on things. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put some of it across. So I do have space. My dirt. Good. Fine. So back to looking at the planets. There's anything else that's interesting? Who is that? Is that metal? It's gold. Platinum appears in almost the same way sometimes. But it is tricky to see what's what, because it also depends on the system and was that the one we went to? Yeah, one of the ancient bones. Should we go back and see if we could find another couple of ancient bones? If you notice that when you scrap a ship or sell it, one of your other ships will appear. You can risk that it's a broken ship which actually appears. That can bring you in a little bit of a stupid situation. What do you want? Trade. What do you want to trade? What do you have? Solanium is a good thing to get sometimes. It can be tricky to find it. It depends on the planet you run into. I don't have any use for it right now, but sometimes I would buy it. Sometimes I would buy Pugnium if it's cheap, because otherwise I have to fight the Sentinels to get it, but I'm going to leave him to it. But I'm curious on what he wants to pay for our dirt. Oh, it's even cheaper. Jesus. And I thought the gig was the hard one to trade with. Well, there's low clouds. I have to be careful I don't bash into the ground. Did I miss the planet? How's that even possible? Thing is, I knew the planet had a lot of, well, mountainous, so coming in with too much speed is sometimes a little bit risky. Let's land and see if there is something in this area. That at least was relatively close. Monolith, oh, that is actually worth going for. How far away is that? It's closer than the natural browser. Okay, just check my ship. It's 100%, so that's fine. What is over there? That is copper. I actually don't think I would take the copper. Oh, giant. It's there. It's just waiting for me to take it, so. You know what? It would almost be rude not to take it. There is a knowledge stone as well. There's a lot of noise around here, so. What noise I mean, the different things popping up on the top circle, not noise. But there's knowledge stones, there's the copper here. Yeah, that's a slight problem. That was the one I actually picked up. I was thinking, why can't I use it? Then I realized, blasted, that was the one I got for free. To be honest, I'm going to hold on to it until I have a situation where I need to trade it for something better than we have. So, see, this was not a lot of copper here, so that is okay. Something is coming up as I haven't scanned it. Something small. Anything else? Any animals? I think I'm only missing a couple, so if I could get them, it wouldn't be bad. Knowledge stone, learning words. In the end, it just helps with when they're talking to you. That on its own is not a bad thing. I don't know if you notice, I sometimes change around very quickly with different things, and something hit me. With the different things in the multi-tool, and I have seen that there is something there. And I'm not reading what it is which comes up. I actually recognize the different pointers. If you notice, there is a white dot in the middle of the screen. I'll put it up on the cloud now. When I change it to the manipulator, it becomes a big round one, and the gun with the bullets is a round one. It comes back if I shoot. And the blaze javelin, which is charging and shooting, is a very big round one, and then back to the normal mining laser. You learn by time how the different ones look like. So if you come into a situation with a battle where you're fighting something, you very quickly know. So is that the same as that one? Or is it two? That is a little bit curious. So I can't break the ground because of these. So sometimes you have to find alternative ways. So is the other one as well, or was that the same one? That unfortunately is one of the questions I very often ask. That's far away. That's far away. So it looks like it was the same, but actually it wasn't. So use your eyes. That is always a good thing. Then let's go to the monolith and see what that will bring us. So we get some words. That is always good. So then the monolith itself might give us something or not. Let's see. Okay. The runes, dots, or letters. That is a good question. I might go wrong here, but I think I take the letters. Ah, fuck, that was cake. Okay. Well, actually, it was Edna's word. So That's why I'm saving those weapons and that, because this is now telling me where there is a portal. And I might not need it right now, but when we start thinking about venturing to the center of the galaxy, they will be useful. So let's call this ship and see if we can find it. That is that's always interesting. So let's go to infinity and beyond. No, we won't, but we will see where it is. And as I did the other day, I will mark it with a save beacon so I can find it on the planet again. 1 hour, that's a long time, so I would normally recommend to mark it with E before you actually go out to space, but these stay until you have found them, so otherwise click the E and then go for it. I might never use this portal, but knowing where it is can be useful. In other situations that have actually helped me, that I have marked them because suddenly I needed a portal and then I could find it again. So I put a save beacon. No, I don't. Need some metal plating. Luckily it's something I easily can make. Easily make, he said, and then he's actually out of. That's so slow, isn't it? I'm sitting here being cocky and saying, oh, I can make that. But the good thing is, ferrite dust you can get almost anywhere, so yeah. Save beacon, I just put it there. I save on it. That's not the important thing right now. But then it will appear with a star, as you can see up on the top next to my ship. And I will be able to find it again. Otherwise, this is something which can be difficult to re-find. So, a little bit about them. You have to fill up these. So when you intend to use them, you need to make sure you have dihydrogen, sodium nitrate, carbon, condensated carbon, oxygen, and some of the more important copper, cadmium, emerald or indium or activated copper. I do believe if it's a red star system, then it will come up with activated cadmium instead of copper, but might be wrong. And that is 4 beach, I believe it is. So that is 16. And you have to fill them up. And you can risk that the next one you come to, you need to fill that up. The next one you come to, you need to fill that up. When I come back here, it might be still filled up. So that's how it is. What I do for my own reference as well, that was the wrong one I clicked on. I take a photo. And why would I do that? Well, no I didn't. Because, I don't know if anyone has noticed, but the address of this planet is actually down in the left-hand corner. That was one of the reasons I moved my camera up a little bit, so I don't cover it. So I take a picture. It's in the video, so if you should need to go to this planet for some reason, then you can do it. And I have a screenshot, so I can use that as well. This is a service I do for my viewers. Would you need it in the Euclid galaxy? I don't think so, but later on when we go to other galaxies, if you want to go that bit further, then it could be helpful. The problem at the moment for me is that this one, see if I can find it, collected knowledge, monolith visions, is it the atlas? Yeah, portal glyphs, I only have one. So I need 16 before I can use them. But I will get 16 at some point. So we got something out of it here. What else is around? Copper. That's our pearl side is a little bit far away. Silver, copper, all far away. What's those plant stuff? Knowledge stone, technology. Portal, that's the one we just found. So let's say I'm greedy and want to try to get that. And I take the plane. Go for it. I believe it was that way. Is it shown? Yeah, it is. So there's actually a crashed freighter. So there's another way of getting coins. We'll take this first. Ah, no. And I'm going to hit the tree. I'm very good at that. So, at least this gives some coins. And if you notice, there's another one there. So as I said, use your eyes. That is very, very important. You might miss things if you blink. No, that's a joke. There's a lot of those pesky plants. I still don't like them. What have they done you? Well, they never got to do me anything because I tried to kill them before they do. I pressed the wrong button, but there is an unedited plant, so. Two. So let's see if we can find that downed freighter. Maybe it was this way. I always say don't slam into the ground too hard because as you can see you can harm yourself quite badly. There's a deposit down there. What is it? Something we want? Yes, please. That I would like. That's one of the things I find very difficult to actually get. So it's not worth anything. It's just sparse where it is. For some reason you actually quite often need it, especially to repairs. So I do tend, when I am on planet which is safe, and it's there, take a couple of deposits with me and can always have it in my base until I need it. And then whenever I come across it, well, stock up again. Or refill, whatever you want to call it. Kind of funny how the resources look. It's not everything which look as I would expect to from the real thing, but some is accurate, others you will look at and think that is not correct. But then you have to remind yourself this is just a game, it's not a scientific accurate necessary one. So how much did we actually get out of that? Nearly 300. That's not bad. Where was that? That was there. So scavenge downed freighters bears a little risk. On some planets, if there is sentinels, they can actually be very protective about them. I do not know why. The storage pods are protected with a radioactive substance, so you need to make sure you move a little bit quick. I always take this first. That gives me some information about the ship. It's probably not important in any way. I do actually not know if it is, but I kind of like to see what information you get out of the game, which you sit sometimes with the in thought that it might or might not be important, and I will leave that open to yourself actually to, is it important? They drank the water, and that's the last entry. From that I get that I will not drink the water. Okay, so what I will do is I will call my ship. I know I do use the navigation data quite casual, but I know I get loads of them. So, cargo pod. Cargo pod. Cargo pod. All these cargo pods might hold something. Metal fingers, that's something completely different. Might hold something which is useful. So let's see. They sometimes have a tendency to be placed very inconvenient, but let's see how bad it is. So you find it and you have to find that. You can't use E on it until that is revealed. So it has these, you remove them and you get something, and then move. Because it is radioactive. You have to go away a little bit, then you're fine. So what was it I got? Well, it was something which is worth 1.5 million units. That is not bad. I'm going to make some space. Put everything on the ship, which I don't need right now. That one I have plenty of on the ship. So, there we go. So, something for 1.5 million. And it's crafted from things which you actually can learn over time. Which is a good way of making money later on in the game. Get the different recipes and actually produce these things and sell a stack when you need coins. Well, produce and sell as you need it. See, this one is in here between, so that can be tricky to get to. And even worse, it can be difficult to get away from. So, I'll make sure I have plenty of space. This is covered by some hole. Some of it can be shot, some of it can't. It doesn't look like we can. So more risky way. So there's something there, which is a damaged panel that I can blow away. Now I can get to it. However, this is where the problem comes, because it's difficult to get away from. I'm actually not even revealed that yet. So I have to go out the same way I came in, but for 1.5 million and the other one, I should just hopefully find.
Extreme subterranean radiation detected.
Didn't see what I got. I just want to get away from the radioactivity, and I'm good. So what did I get? Anything interesting? I got that one. That is useful for the warp system, so not a bad thing. Not worth much, but it can be used. Okay, find the next one. That's in under there as well. As I said, they have a tendency to be in stupid places, and you might get hurt. No, not that one. Oh, that one. So, is that on this side or on the other side? It's on the other side, which is not too bad. That is not too bad. That's always useful. So there's always two of them, which is fairly easy to access. One in here. So now the weather is turning bad as well, so
Extreme subterranean radiation detected.
so the radioactivity and the heating. It seems like the heating is actually it's coming out. The other one is at the other end of the freighter. There's another more hypercore. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take the ship and just see what I got out of it for now. So I got another warp hypercore, and I got 5 of those. So I got nearly 2 million out of it with the coins. So yeah, there are more, but I think that is fine for now. That is fine for now. We will do more of these kind of ventures. Stupid. So they even had an objective for it. I did not know I did that. Okay. Why don't I get anything on that one? It's relatively close, isn't it? Emu. Copper, mortite, magnetized ferrite. That is not really useful, any of it. Mortite I don't have, but it's something I very rarely use. So, discoveries, how many planets? There's 3, and I have there's 2 moons, and there's an unknown planet. Why is it unknown?
Threat detected.
There's a pirate ship coming. Okay, he's looking my way. I'm not scared if there's only one. Wow.
Hostile ships approaching.
Shield outburst. Not getting away.
Hostile ships
That
defeated.
gives a little coins as well. So that planet is. I've been on that. That one was. I just stopped. Yeah, that was the one with the aggressive. But that one is the moon, lost moon. I didn't scan that, but I got ancient bones as well. Activated copper uranium. That's actually worth taking a visit to, because uranium is something you need quite a lot for your ship for filling up. It looks on my Twitch as the transmission has cut out at some point, but not that I can see.
Weather update. Storm clearing. Extreme radiation.
be a situation where we land very shortly, scan around and fly to get to somewhere close to whatever is on the ground. We are protected to a certain degree, but what we have here. This uranium, but it's a weird. Can't really see how much or where it is. It's shattered in between everything else. So I'm just making a hole in the ground and getting a little bit. It's, I'm getting some, but it's not obvious where it is and how much there is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan and also get some coin. Shit. Attacked by an animal. That almost made me soil myself. That was a quite scary experience. Quite a bit away. Whether I, by mistake, hit it or something, or it is aggressive, actually don't know. Maybe I can see it. Wildly aggressive. Okay, then we have to be careful when we encounter them. Something down there behind. So I'm going to fly over to that uranium and hope the best. Walking around in a very hostile environment with very aggressive wildlife is a very, very bad combination. Which I kind of don't like. Just saying. So, where was it? It was there. So here we at least can, well, it still looks weird. I'm still shaking over the wildlife attacking. It looks like there's a little bit more gold colored in between here. So So, is it all gone? I have no clue.
Units received. Units received.
Kind of like to go for the bones, but this is not really a great place to run around in. So I think it's time to go find a space station, go back to the base, and see what's going on there, and finish today off. I will be back again Thursday evening and continue from here.
Radiation detected.
That is how it goes. That was not the one. There it is. Tech and full speed. It's being a little bit weird because it says I need to construct a cylindrical room at my base. It's actually not necessary, and I don't want to use those prefab modules unless I absolutely have to, and I know I don't have to. So that's just how it is. But no, I won't. Okay, if I can miss one more time, then I shouldn't be doing this. I think it's getting late in the evening. So, this is the base where we have everything in, and that will be where we're going. So I'll start talking to my crew. There is my new weapon warrior, the weapon guy. Oh. So yeah, of course there is something he needs to. Oh dear. So, weapons factory is protected by sentinels. That's one of the things that is a little bit early to go on, but I'll give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? I die. He gave me a toxic module for my exosuit. I only have 2, but it's only an A, but let's just plug it on. Every little helps, and I can always make it better. And he gives me the coordinates for that weapons factory. Okay, what does this guy say? Okay, he's been reset. He needs an observatory. Okay, we have certain things to do next time, I see. And
Navigational data received.
oh, now he wants a farmer. So he needs solanium. So maybe I should have bought it. Yeah. That's a part I'm not overly happy about, is the farmer. I find that a little bit, well, unnecessary, but it's part of the storyline, so let's just do that. Let's empty out first what we don't need on board. Keep these. This goes here. Same does that. So all these bones and the dirt will be sold at some point. All these I will put the refiner to start manufacturing it. Actually keep these there. I know I normally would put them on the ship, but the ship is relatively full as well. So let's keep it there for now. I should actually go up and then empty these kind of things out of the storage, so they all are processed. These, that's it for now. The other one, did I actually put any in there? That's that. That's that. So sometimes they put them in as they are. That's well, annoying, but it gives you some cleaning up to do sometimes. So I'll now do the normal end of stream things. I have a feeling I had 2 of these, didn't I? There. So I will just let them process. I will let that go on after I have ended the stream. There's no need for that to sit and be on. It's going to take 20 minutes of refining before I'm finished for this. I will leave the recording run, so if you want to see it done, then check on my YouTube channel, Valderons Gaming. There's a link on my Twitch page as well. When I cut the stream, then that will be cut off, but I will leave it in the upload to the end. So I'll stop for today and say thank you for watching, and I'll be back Thursday evening at 9 o'clock. Well, 10 to 9 I start up, and we have a couple of small missions to do for our guys, so we'll see how that goes on. I wish you continued a Merry Christmas, and sleep well when it's your turn, wherever you are. Thank you for today. Yeah, I said I would record this and continue. I actually decided to leave that to the beginning next time, because as I come on earlier than advertised normally, so that's some of the things we can do when we start up again. It's not overly important right now. So good night and thank you for watching.